Hi everybody, my name is Kelsey and I work on the marketing team here at SmartPak, and today I'm going to be doing one of these favorite product equestrian tag videos. But before we get started with that, I just thought I'd share a little bit about my horse. Her name is Quest and her show name is actually Designer's Request. She is a 7-year-old Hanoverian thoroughbred cross, and I've had her for about 6 months now. We are looking to go into the hunter ring next year, so my project for this year is just kind of training her. She's young, and just figuring her out. Since I've worked at SmartPak, I've gotten to try more products than I could have ever really imagined, and after having the opportunity to kind of test and try out these products, I'm just going to talk to you about some of my favorites. So the first question is, what is your favorite equestrian-specific product that you use when you're at the barn? So this was an easy question for me. I have to say, hands down, that my favorite equestrian product has to be my Plymouth Raised Fancy Stitch bridle. I've had this bridle for about 2 years, and I actually bought it to be a show bridle for the horse I was leasing at the time. However, just over the course of time, I began using it in lessons and when I was just hacking around at home, and it actually just became my everyday piece of equipment go-to bridle. I think the thing that surprised me the most about this bridle was how soft and supple it was the minute I took it out of the bag. I was able to put the bit right on, attach the reins, and just go ahead and actually ride the next day in my lesson with this bridle. I've fallen in love with it so much, I actually bought a second Plymouth bridle just to kind of have around, because you can never have too many of those. The one thing for me personally, I like to have a little bit of a heavier rein, so I actually bought the Harwich rubber reins to go with this bridle, which actually match very well, and I found a great combination that works for both me and my horse. All right. The second question is, what is your favorite non-equestrian specific product to use when you're at the barn? So I learned from many of my fellow barn mates that you can never have too many baby wipes around the barn. This is something I always keep in my grooming tote because it just makes cleaning my horse's face a little bit easier. If I need to wipe down my tack quickly, I don't feel guilty about using it anywhere. And I also think it's a great thing to have for yourself when you're walking around the barn and your hands get dirty. You can just kind of wipe them off and you're good to go. So like I said, those are great to have, easy to find, and I always have some with me. So the third question is, what is your horse's favorite equestrian specific product to wear or use? I think that Quest's favorite product has to be her Cavalcade rhinestone fly veil. My coworkers actually convinced me to buy this, but from the minute I brought it to the barn, Quest has absolutely loved having it. I got it towards the end of fly season, so I didn't really get it for the full purpose, but I like to use it on her when I ride. The ears on it are actually very soft, so I feel that it's more comfortable for her. And believe it or not, she can get really offended if her forelock gets in her face, so I like to use this fly veil as kind of just a way to keep it, down out of her eyes, and she's usually a little less agitated when I ride her when that's on her. I have to say that the rhinestones do add a little bit of sparkle to my ride, and I also think that they match my horse's personality very well. So the fourth question is, what was the best equestrian-related gift you were ever given, and why does it mean so much to you? So I have to say that the best equestrian gift I was ever given was actually a hand-painted portrait of my horse. It was given to me for Christmas by my dad, and what made it even more special was it was hand-painted by a relative of mine. So as I mentioned, it's of my very first horse, who means a lot to me, and I actually bring this painting with me everywhere. It's been to every house that I've ever lived in, and I'll admit I brought it to school with me as well. So the fifth question is, if you had the ability to create any product or anything to make your time at the barn better, no matter how ridiculous or against the laws of physics it might be, what would it be? This is an easy one for me because I've thought of this for quite some time. Any rider who's ever ridden in the cold knows that when you dismount off your horse and you land, it can usually hurt your feet and you get that little bit of sting when it's too cold out. So my kind of dream product would be a hydraulic mounting block. So you can use it as a normal mounting block when you're getting on, but when you are getting ready to get off, you can just walk your horse up to it and it will actually lift up. That way you can just step off and step down. I think that would also be great too for someone like me who has a lot of energy when she starts a ride, and then everyone at my barn knows I kind of get up to the end and I just kind of sit there like, okay, do I have the motivation to get off? So I always wish something would just come along and help me off my horse. So that's all the questions I had. Thank you to everybody for watching this. This is the last tag video that we have planned for right now, but we've had a lot of you out there want to be tagged, and so we're going to tag everyone who's asked to be up to this point, and be sure to tag us back so we can see what you have to say out there. So I'm tagging the Classic Equestrian, Amazing Horses, Southern Belle Equestrian, Macadoniza, I'm sorry if I've butchered that, Gallop to the Blue, Malak Amir, hopefully I pronounced that right, Emily Lake, and Equine Guru 08. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and see what else we have coming down the pipeline. Thanks for watching and have a great ride.